Welcome back to Askewed Reviews. Since the new D&D movie comes out at the end of this week, this whole week is Dungeons and Dragons movies. So today we are doing the 2012 action adventure fantasy Dungeons and Dragons 3: The Book of Vile Darkness. Here is your trivia question for today. What game is being played in the tavern that Grayson meets the rest of the party? The answer will be at the end of this video. The movie starts with us meeting our main character, Grayson, who just so happens to be a paladin in training in a group called the Knights of the New Sun, who follow Paylor. Unfortunately, a band of barbarians comes in and slaughters almost all of the knights. They manage to kidnap Grayson's father, and Grayson is left alive. He decides that the best way to get his father back is to join up with a group of vile villains, pretending to be one himself, that work for Shathrax, who is the one that kidnapped his father. You have Accordia, a Shadarkai dark sorceress; Seath, who is an assassin and very handy with a blade; Vimic, a Goliath barbarian; and Bez, who is a vermin lord, which is some sort of dark druid. The main plot of the movie centers on Grayson and how far down this dark path he's willing to go just to get his father back. One of the best things about this film is definitely its visuals. The landscapes look incredible. The use of magic items are really cool, like the potion of invisibility or the bag of holding. The creatures are really cool as well, like this dragon, which is technically a wyvern, but it still looks very cool. There's also the use of the helmed horror, and this little girl revenant style creature, which is absolute nightmare fuel. Honestly, my only issue with monsters in this film is with Shathrax. He's some sort of humanoid that has his mouth sewn together and a gem in his head that allows him to speak mentally through his two concubines. But in the original source material, he was a mind flayer, and I absolutely would have loved to have seen a mind flayer in this film. Also, speaking of original source material, the Book of Vile Darkness actually appears in all 5 editions of Dungeons and Dragons and has appeared as a source book in 2 of the editions. Oh, and I almost forgot. This film actually does have scenes of softcore porn, so if you happen to enjoy that, that's in there as well. So, in my opinion, Dungeons and Dragons 3: The Book of Vile Darkness is not the greatest film ever, but it actually is quite enjoyable. It has great visuals, an interesting story, not the best acting, but it's still entertaining to watch. So I'm going to give this movie a 3 out of 5. As for the trivia question from the beginning of this video, what game is being played in the tavern that Grayson meets the rest of the party? If you didn't happen to notice, they are playing the game Three Dragon Ante, which is a game that was created in the world of Dungeons and Dragons and eventually became a card game that you yourself can purchase. Now, what I do find funny is clearly this is the actual card game that you can buy, as the images on here definitely don't look like something you could find in a medieval society. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Askewed Reviews. If there is a movie you'd like to see get a review, just mention it in the comments. Otherwise, as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe.